Welcome to Advanblack's YouTube channel. I'm Steve, the service technician for Advanblack, and today I'm going to show you how to install our Hyper saddlebag lights. First thing I want to do is show you what you're going to get inside the package. You're going to get some 3M sticky pads like this that hold zip ties, and you will have zip ties, of course, and a couple of alcohol pads. You'll have a splitter that goes up underneath your seat, very easy to install. This is plug and play, and then of course you will have the Hyper LED saddlebag light. You'll have one of these lights for each side of the bag. It's very easy to tell which way these go on. If I get this up in the camera here, you can see all of the LEDs that run through here and along the side. These do run along the back of the bike and also down the side of the bike. So these are also run, brake, and sequential. So you'll have a red running light on here. You'll have a red brake light where all of this lights up red, and then you'll have sequential turn signals as well. The sequential turn signals will light up the LEDs in the sequential order from the outside in and from the inside out. So they come to a point, this being the back of the bike, this being the side of the bike. Once I get everything installed, we'll actually run them and I'll show you what they look like installed. These are going to come with a smoked, these are waterproof, and they come with a smoked tough these come with a tough smoked. Now these are waterproof, and we have a specially designed polycarbonate lens on here. This is smoked, and on the inside of that lens you'll have little grooves that actually amplify the light even more. Any kind of LEDs that you can add to your motorcycle, whether it be the rear or the front of the bike, is going to greatly increase the visibility of you and your motorcycle on the road. You're a little bitty footprint going down the road and you want to increase your visibility. So anything that you can do to increase the visibility of that small footprint going down the road is going to be a big safety upgrade. These are very easy to install, and everything comes in the box that you're going to need to install them. So let's get the camera over here and let's get this install started. The very first thing we're going to do is take the seat off. We get inside of our hardware package. We're going to pull out our alcohol pads. We want to make sure that this area right here underneath the lid is clean across the back and all the way to the hinge. The alcohol is going to remove any waxes or polishes or anything like that that's going to stop the 3M tape from working correctly. You get this little alcohol pad out and wipe down this entire section. Now these technically, I guess, could go both ways, but doesn't fit quite correctly that way. You want the lens to always be up, so we know that's the other side. On the bottom side of this light is hard black plastic, and the top is actually the lens. So we're going to go ahead and pre-stick this on here so we can get a feel of how this is going to be on the bag. Of course, we want this back side even with the lid. We don't want it pushed up touching the lid. You want to drop it down about 1/8 of an inch below the lid. And you're going to do that over here. And you can see that this follows through all the way to the hinge, but of course we don't want it touching the hinge. But before you pull the tape, I highly recommend that you go ahead and stick them up there and get a feel for how they go on the saddlebag. Once we figure out how they go, we're going to take our thumbnail, we're going to scratch up this 3M red plastic on the back. This kind of helps activate the tape that's behind it. That's even recommended on the 3M website that we do that. Now when you get ready to put this on, this is kind of the tricky part because you are putting on two sides at once. So you want to make sure that you don't hard press anything until you have everything in place. So we're going to set this up on here. We're going to make sure that we're 1/8 of an inch below the lid on both sides. If it sticks a little bit, that's okay. Go ahead and pull it. You haven't hard pressed it in yet. We're going to take our time, making sure that we stay 1/8 of an inch underneath that lid. Double check it, and then we'll go ahead and press it on. Now, of course, you're going to repeat that process on the other side, and then we're going to take the saddlebag off and take it over to a soft table. We're going to take our alcohol pad once again, and we're going to go over the back side of this saddlebag, just below where it attaches to the motorcycle itself. And go through here. If you got 6x9 lids, make sure to avoid your quick disconnect hole. Inside your hardware kit, you're going to have 8 zip ties and 8 of these pads. Placement of these pads, you're going to pull that sticky tape on the back side, and we're going to put one right here. We're going to put one right there. We're going to put one down here in this valley. And then we're going to put one up here in the front. You're going to take your wire, take your zip tie, run it through, and zip tie these off. Now, of course, you're going to repeat the process on the other saddlebags. So we're just going to cut the camera, go ahead and do that. It's going to be the exact same thing. We're going to leave the saddlebag off. We're going to hook up the wire splitter that goes up underneath here on the seat, and then I'll show you how to set the saddlebag and plug it in. Our connections are not underneath the seat. They're out here on the outside, but behind your bags. So you no longer have to pull your seat to disconnect your saddlebags. Now we're going to get our splitter out of our package here. You can see that the two pieces for the rear lights are marked left and right. They're long, so they're going to come out here and go outside. Underneath your seat, some of the 2017 and newer models are actually mounted up here on this hole on this fender, but it's going to be the black plug next to your ECM. The gray plug, if you follow that up, is going to go up to your tank, so we know it's not that one. That's for the fuel pump. The other one down here is for the rear lights. This harness goes along the left side of the bike and goes back to your turn signals and your brake lights. So we can pop this up. You can disconnect that right there. It's going to leave us a male and a female when we disconnect that. We're going to take our Advanblack plug, which has a male and a female. You can't mess this up. Put that on there. So now it's just an inline circuit. Now we've got male, female, and it still goes from the bike through to these, but also through to the lights that you already have on the back of your bike. Now once you have that on, you can go ahead and plug that back in. You're going to take this harness, just kind of push it down the best that you can, run this over. You got a right side and a left side, and that is marked setting on the bike. So setting on the bike, this is the right side and this is the left side. Now if you want to, you can zip tie these so they stay out here, or you can just let them hang loose. It's up to you. So we're going to bring our saddlebag over into place. I'm going to go ahead and get these speakers connected. Go ahead and take our mounting screws where we mount these to the bike. I'm just going to loosely start the front one. It doesn't have to be screwed in all the way. Just make sure that it's going to hold the bag. And you can see our wire for our new lights right here on the edge. We're going to take this side, we're going to plug it in, and we're going to listen for that click. Same thing with our other saddlebag. We're going to get it up here into place. We're going to make sure that our new lights are plugged in. Plug it in, listen for the click. Go ahead and get our saddlebags installed. We're going to go ahead and kick the bike on and test the lights. We're going to make sure that everything is working correctly on the lights. As you can see, the sequentials go from the outside in. As you can see, the sequentials on this go from the inside out. I'll move the camera here in just a second so you can see the sides, but we want to check both turn signals. Make sure that they're working correctly. I'm going to go ahead and check our brake. We're going to go ahead and check a turn signal with a brake. So that's it. Like I said, super easy install. Take about 15-20 minutes to do this, even if you've never installed these before. As of right now, these are for the 2014 and up Harley-Davidson touring models. Like I said, all the fitment will be down in the description down below, as well as the description on the website. If you want to get your hands on a set of these, I'll put a link down in the description down below. It'll take you straight over to the website where you can check them out, or you can get up with your local Advanblack dealer and they can hook you up that way as well. If you have any questions on this install, you know the deal. Comment section down below. I'll try to help you the best that I can. I'm going to get out of here, get myself back to work. I hope to see you in the next video, but until then, as always, be safe, keep your knees in the breeze.